Welcome back, everyone. We got to talk about the state of Denver. Huge snowstorm predicted in the next couple days. In fact, probably one of the biggest ones ever. Can you believe it? Ever after a winter like this? Well, it shouldn't surprise a lot of you besides the date, March 11th. It's been a little warm here in the Northeast, but that does not mean that the West is dealing with the same situation. Check out the record-breaking snowfall over a 24-hour period all time. So this is the all-time chart, 75.8 inches, by far the highest total amount for 24 hours besides obviously California. That is because of the Sierra Nevadas, which also will be getting some of this snow, being that it is a storm moving into the West Coast currently. And with the setup of cold air, clearly we can see that line of cold air ending right over the north end of Texas all the way across almost Tornado Alley. So we're going to be seeing some severe thunderstorm situations right along this area here. Major winter storm far to the west near Denver. But more than anything, we need to talk about this situation right here, and I'm going to bring you back to a storm called Winter Storm Uri. Yes, Winter Storm Uri was one of the worst situations that ever took place in Texas with that crazy deep freeze we went through. Now, this won't be the same exact situation. I'm showing you common denominators that are leading to this potential record-breaking storm for Colorado, Wyoming, and even parts of Nebraska we could see right here. But nonetheless, this is supposed to be, or at least forecasted to be, one of the biggest snowstorms of the year or ever. And these totals are not exaggerated. Take a look at this. Some 3+ feet expected. And this stretch is basically from Denver, as you can see, going straight north through Fort Collins into Cheyenne. Check that out. 8 to 12 inches surrounding these pinks and deeper pinks. The white is 3+ feet of snow. In fact, this storm has been being talked about for the last few days, and now the data is coming in showing that it probably is going to happen. And I want to show you some very similar situations that went on with Winter Storm Uri that are going on with this storm. And I know everyone's freaking out about these storm names, but this one is called Winter Storm Xylia. We've had a Xylia in the past, but that is the one that is going to take place in Denver and the state of Colorado. And check this out. What I want you to focus on is this area right here. As you can see, cold air dipping down. It tends to keep this weather stationary. You don't see it getting caught up in the jet stream or flowing. It kind of rises up and then settles over these western states. And I'll show you that right here. As I hit play, we see the under area of the jet stream pulling that weather across Texas. This is what is eventually going to cause the thunderstorms over Missouri and Iowa and things like that. But we have this cold stationary air right to the west. So I went ahead and pulled up Winter Storm Uri, and you're going to see a very similar situation. As this big front enters the west coast, you're going to see a bunch of this weather just settle right along these states here, including Colorado. And then right after that, we had a big blast of cold air dip down into the country, and it just happened to go even south of Texas into Mexico. So I don't expect this situation to be just as dramatic, but when we see these common denominators, this settling weather, the cold air allowed to just swoop down into the states, that is why we're seeing such a broad storm. And once again, if I backtrack right here, we see as the front comes in, we see a settling of the weather in those south states, followed by a very big cold dip. And if we compare that to the situation taking place right now, we have a very similar situation, which is why we're going to see that cold dip coming down right here, just in time for the moisture, just in time for a 3+ foot snowstorm. As I mentioned a few minutes ago as well, we are going to be dealing with some thunderstorm situations. Check out Iowa and Missouri. These are going to be target areas in the next couple days, also part of this same system. So we're going to see first Colorado, Denver, and then parts of these states get hit with that storm. And then within a day of that situation, we are going to be dealing with severe thunderstorms and that type of situation moving just underneath the Great Lakes, maybe a hair to the west. And as that data comes in, we will analyze it a little more. Long story short, my friends, if you live anywhere in this area, you need to prepare for a major snowstorm. And of course, it is the second week of March when this takes place. Remember, the winter of 2018 or the March of 2018 was the year we had 4 nor'easters in a row after a record-breaking warm February. So let's keep that in mind when we're expecting spring to happen after a few nice days. As of right now, that's what I have for you, my friends. I'll be back later on this afternoon. Shout out to Canada and everyone in Denver. Be safe. I'll be looking into this storm a little more, and I will talk to you all very soon. It's now 10:47 a.m. Enjoy the weather in the Northeast, West Coast. Different story. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.